Hey guys, Asian Kyle here. Today I'm bringing you a new product, and honestly, I saw this thing about not 6 weeks ago. I saw this about 2 weeks ago on Instagram. I was just cruising around, looking at some Glock 43 photos of people, and kind of wishing that I had really cool base plates for mine. And this guy showed up. These are Hyve Technologies +2 base plates. Now they look a little different from what's out on the market share right now, which is predominantly held by a company called Terran Tactical. Now, I don't have anything against Terran Tactical whatsoever. I have no experience with them. I do have these though. And the main reason I chose to go with these is number one, they were different. And number two, they honestly looked a lot more aesthetically pleasing to me. Now, that's funny, right? Coming from a guy who carries a Glock 43. In my opinion, the 43 is probably the best looking Glock that Glock has ever made. It's just smooth and sleek and really, really pretty. So, really quick. There's nothing in the gun, but when we put the base plate in there, unlike the Terran Tactical base plates, these ones actually continue along with generally the correct angle of the grip. Now, I know some of you are like, well, that's not completely straight, but whatever. It's more or less the same grip angle, and number one, it makes it more aesthetically pleasing. Number two, Hyve says because they just continue the spring downwards, you don't need an extra spring power, spring tension spring. Now, when I first got these, with this one I actually put a Terran Tactical plus 10% in it, and it fit. Round number 8, incredibly tight. I do not recommend that you do that, guys. I don't know how reliably it would have fed, so I took it out anyways, but just when we look at this, it really gives you that really good firing grip. I have medium-sized hands, guys, and this just kind of shows, number one, how big the Glock 43 is if you never held one, but number two, how nice this base plate is. It might be a little longer just in this area than the Terran Tactical, but it is way, way comfortable. It feels more like a full-size Glock, and it allows you to get the proper grip, so that way whenever you're firing, you have a full grip on this. But so far, I'm very, very impressed with this little base plate, guys, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, when you open up the package, you get obviously the business card that you see there, and you get this little guide. Now, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you follow this guide. It shows how to put the base plate on, but also how to take it off. And this is kind of where my first criticism of this base plate comes in. As far as getting the base plate off, there's really no good way to do it. And how you're supposed to do is you're supposed to insert a screwdriver right into one of these two side areas, effectively lifting this piece of plastic up above this section right here. And that works great. However, when you look right there, you notice all these marring marks over here. That's from me trying to insert my screwdriver. It just didn't work out so well. So ultimately what I ended up doing is I took one of my knives, not this one, but I actually took my my Kershaw Elite, because it's got a very thin blade, and I just inserted it right into this little area right here, just enough to give me that little gap right there to allow a screwdriver to be put in. So I really recommend that you watch the install video, guys, but man, just look at that base plate. It is absolutely gorgeous. Just a little bit of backstory on this whole entire process. It was doomed from the start. I gave them the correct street number, address, and everything, but I gave them the wrong coordinate, so I gave them just the wrong north-south heading. I instantly got a hold of them, and we switched it around. They gave me tracking number, and I thought I was good, and that was on a Saturday. So number one, the first positive about this company is they answered my email and my Instagram on a Saturday. Not only that, they called me to verify my address, and I can't even tell you how awesome it is. They wanted to verify so much they called me to verify my address, which is excellent. However, I wait for my tracking number, nothing, no tracking. So I finally get a hold of them, let them know. So they give me the tracking number. I come home from work on a Tuesday, and I see this package in the mail. I open it up, so excited. Only one of these guys. I had ordered 2, so I instantly got in contact with them, and they were extremely apologetic. And this is where more just the phenomenal customer service of these guys come in. Is I've now spoken with, I think, 3 different guys, maybe only 2, but they were very apologetic. So they sent me my second one, obviously, because I had purchased 2, but just because they were very apologetic and they really wanted their customer service experience to be fantastic, they sent me a little back plate with it too. Now, I can't speak for everybody. If this happens to them, will you get the same result? I don't know. That's going to be completely up to Hyve, but while we're kind of looking at this, let's just talk about the machining on this thing. I am absolutely blown away by the machining. There are no sharp ridges on any of them except for what I dinked up on my own over there, but the only way I can really describe how this thing feels is it's very soft. It's smooth, obviously, but it's also soft feeling. The anodization of it is very soft. The color is absolutely stunning. I can't even describe it. It is gorgeous. There's no machine marks on the inside, even under here where you slide the base plate in. That is about the only imperfection I see. It's on the inside where you will never see it. So kind of with this, guys, I just want to just do a really quick installation video on this just to show how easy it is. Just for time's sake, I already took off or started my base plate, so you do want to capture the spring. Go and pull that off. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there showing how to do this, so you do want to keep this piece because it shows right there. So we'll set this aside. Now what I do from here is just set my magazine right over here actually, is I just want to stretch this out just a little bit because you are trying to compress the spring further than it's meant to be factory. I like to stretch it out just a little bit and it'll just compress back on later. So, but this is a factory Glock spring. Nothing extra, nothing special. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to take our base plate. We're going to feed this back in. So one other thing I forgot to mention is you do need to cut these little tabs off really quickly, guys. It just makes it so you can slide this base plate a lot easier. So we're just going to go ahead and cut those off really quickly here. Okay, so now with these little guys cut right off, I'm going to reinsert the magazine again. By holding the spring about like this, I'm just going to go ahead and line up, and I'm going to have to do this off camera, guys. There we are. So then just like that. So, and this base plate won't come off because of that raised portion right there. And man, it just looks fantastic. I am so impressed with Hyve's quality, their attention to detail, and just overall just what it looks like as a whole. This product is fantastic. Customer service has been just phenomenal. I cannot say enough good things about it. What we're also going to do really quickly is we're just going to go ahead and put this in so you can kind of see what the gun looks like with it on. So I'm going to unfortunately have to do this off screen for you. So first and foremost, take to check the gun. Just go ahead and take it down like that. You don't have to necessarily take your barrel out and stuff. I'll just go ahead and leave it in for this one. But now just what we're going to go ahead and do is you need to go ahead and lift your striker. Now I'm just doing this with a ballpoint pin, just so you know, guys. So you heard that click, and all we're doing is we're just releasing the striker assembly. So now what we're going to do from here is go ahead and push down on this little plastic piece right there. So I have to do this off screen, but I'll show you everything else. So after you push down that little plastic piece, you release the spring tension on the back plate here, and you just push it right off. So what we're going to go and do is keep your thumb over this because there are pieces still under spring pressure. You heard that little click, and that is actually this guy pushing right up against it. So it rests right there in the back. And then what we're going to go and do now is we're just going to go ahead and set this on the table, and then just go ahead and you're going to depress this down right there. So I'm going to do this off camera again for you. Just enough to go ahead and get this whole thing started. So, and then last, what you just want to do is go ahead with the ballpoint pen or whatever you want to do. Just go ahead and press that down. There we are. And then, oops. There we go. Just go and pop it all back into place. Now we didn't change anything on the gun itself, except just that for that little back plate there. And then okay. So then from here we're just going to go ahead and reassemble the gun. Function check the gun, and we'll go ahead and just throw one of these in And that looks absolutely slick. Nice, good sight pictures. So anyways, guys, this was just a really quick overview on the Hyve base plates here. I did take it out over the weekend and it shot fantastic. I had one failure to feed, and I'm very sure that was because of poor ammo and the fact it was very dirty. So anyway, so far, guys, I just give this company a great big whopping 10 out of 10. Thumbs way up. I cannot speak enough for their fantastic customer service. The product just looks amazing. It continues along the grip line of the Glock itself, and overall, I really enjoy it. Thanks, guys. Agent Kyle signing out.